Morning, everyone, and welcome to our web series. Today's series is very important, and we have the amazing guest today, Rishi. Met him during one of my event and had a great conversation. Rishi, welcome to our web series.
Thank you so much, Rajesh.
Can you say something about what you do and why you agreed for this web series?
So I'm a founder of a company called RevSage.ai, which is more for B2B sales, SaaS sales. And the natural discussion that we started having was about sales. And sales is a very passionate topic for me as well. It's very close to my heart.
Mm-hmm.
And that is the reason I agreed to this podcast or this web series because I love talking about sales. I love talking about AI, how AI is impacting sales, and the topic for today, psychology in sales,
That's
something that
great.
is very dear to me.
With that, I think we should start with the first question because you picked the right one. Psychology. Everyone want AI in the business. When having a dream that hey, I should have an AI and AI will do a job for me, but nobody talking about that. What is the impact? What is the psychological behavior of AI on that? With that, I'll ask my first question to you. What is the psychological behavior in B2B?
Um,
Or any pattern you notice
yeah.
which is trending and changing or killing?
So one is it's in B2B, especially people think that B2B is rational versus B2C, which is more psychological. But people really forget that B2B, even in B2B, the decisions are being made by a human, and humans are puppets of psychology. So even B2B is selling is psychological. You are pitching to some company, a decision maker is going through a lot of pressure from their senior management, and things are happening in their head as well,
Mhm.
which impacts if the deal can go through or not.
Any one example which can relate the whole thing because I understand it's important, but any one example which is like a real world, not asking for the real facts, but you
Yeah,
can put something which is more about that you gone through.
yeah,
You can hide the name of the customer because
yeah,
again I understand the legality,
yeah.
but anything which help us to connect the dot will be more easy for others as well to understand. And real world examples are great.
Yeah, sure. So, one of the examples that I can recollect is one of our own clients who were pitching to mid-scale company. So there are ICPs, traditional industries, and mostly in BFSI. And the typical mindset that they were selling was about features, their product features, and their values that they are gonna provide to their client. And this was happening since a very long time. The whole sales cycle was very huge sales cycle with that particular customer of theirs. Now, we got into their sales cycle, understood the biggest customers that they are trying to close since a very long time, but have not been able to. And we got deep into their conversations with them and understood that they have been pitching values to a person who does not care about values. He cares about his own job. People, especially in BFSI, people have gotten fired not because they brought a new tool. They got fired because they brought in a wrong tool. So what they had to do was not pitch the value, but pitch the trust, the compliance that they bring in to that person.
To the person.
And that is the difference between spray and pray selling. One script is gonna work for everyone versus understanding the person, understanding the buyer, understanding how they make decisions, understanding the micro signals, the micro hesitations, those cues, facial expressions in order to crack a deal. So this is one of the real world example where it happened that after they pivoted their pitch, the kind of what they were pitching to that particular decision maker, they were able to close this deal within 1.5 months, which they have been going on for like 6 months, 7 months.
So does that mean after understanding the psychology of the person, he's not the guy who's looking the feature.
Yeah,
He's the guy who's understanding the benefit or the emotion touch
yeah,
because
yeah,
that benefit and emotion touch will come with the psychology.
absolutely.
And because of these two factors come in the picture, they're able to close the deal faster.
Yeah, yeah.
Just because nowadays everyone want to sell things online or think faster
Yeah.
with one script. What is the one thing sales team doing are wrong when they are not using psychology in the picture?
So when they are not using psychology, this is what happens. The example that I gave you, that they are not understanding the micro signals of having conversations and capturing the micro signals, the facial expressions, the micro hesitations, or understanding the personality of the buyer themselves, the buyer archetype. Who am I talking to? What is their role? What will help them make a decision and defend that decision in front of the management?
Do you think is any tool which can pinpoint these micro signals for a human?
Yeah.
Because we are living in AI era, or human should be that much confident or smart enough to take these kind of a small signals and put it is in buying cycle where it can help him to close a deal. Not only close a deal, but make a long-term relationship. A deal can be a smaller one, but long-term relationship making to close a big deal. Do you think there should be some tool or anything exists like this in the world now?
There does, but as you mentioned, I cannot sell using this web series.
No, but
But
it's
yeah.
not about selling it, but it's more about to understand. Did you think anything we should look into it as a
Mm.
tool side, or it should be a smartness of the human being?
Well, it's actually both. If you are a person who understands buyer psychology, who understands, and I feel it should be a part of every sales coaching. When a new salesperson is coming in into an organization, it should be a part of every sales coaching. There are AI tools out there. RevSage.ai is one of them, where it understands the buyer psychology at every and not just the beginning. So it updates. So there are tools out there which understands the buyer psychology, helps them pitch better. RevSage.ai is one of them.
With that, let's talk about your tool.
Yeah.
Now, not about selling it,
Yeah.
but think in a situation where the guy who's a person who's very smart and don't believe in the tool, and then tool come in the picture like ref sales in something in between picture, how the funnel can move it and what is that output they can feel it or something about the features what you can say it's good to have as a toolkit in your sales team.
Mm-hmm. So one of the things that sales teams feel a difference after RevSage.ai comes into their tech stack is the thinking itself changes from dry scripts that they use for selling to learning that every person is a different kind of a person in every deal at different points in time as per the deal stage. So if it is a CFO
Mm-hmm.
that comes in at an initial stage versus the same CFO at a later stage, the kind of later stage, as in when they need to hand it over to procurement, the kind of messaging that hits the target with that particular person is different for the same person across different deal stages.
Does that your idea will tell or give the right signal on the right answer when it should have that C-level people in the deal?
Yeah.
And if they're coming, what is their emotion and empathy towards a buying cycle? Is
Yeah.
it right way to call it?
Yeah. Yeah.
That's interesting.
Mhm.
I should try that. Okay. What is a buyer physiological framework? In the simple term, without any tool, if you want to explain, what is a simple framework we can call it?
So buyers honestly do not fall into any psychological framework, a single psychological framework. What we call it as personality type is just something that their digital personality is. But what is required to understand is the archetype, their buyer archetype. So archetype and personality profile are two different things. What I mean, I'm getting into a bit of technicals of
No worries.
psychology, but you may be an ENTJ, for example.
Okay.
There are various frameworks, like there is disc profile, there is MBTI profile. So you, in terms of MBTI, you may be an ENTJ, but depending on the situation, depending on what's at stake, your buyer archetype can change.
Okay.
For example, a very common example that I give is in terms of Arjun from Mahabharata.
Nice. A good connection.
Yeah. So Arjun, his personality profile is in terms of disc is dominant.
Yep.
But when on the field of Mahabharata, before the war, his his archetype changed.
True. Big time.
Yeah, big time, because of the situation that he was in, and that's why Krishna had to like come in and remind him ki bhai, you are a dominant, you are a kshatriya, you need to fight, you need to do your dharma and everything, and that's how the whole Gita happened.
Hmm.
But this happened because Arjuna had to. I mean, Arjuna being a personality, even if it's dominant personality type, his archetype changed, and that's how we got the Bhagavad Gita, depending on the situation.
Nice way of
Yeah.
creating the whole story, because I don't think anybody can relate to the title level the way you're putting Mahabharata in the today's world
Yeah.
and putting the dots together. It's difficult to do that. It's amazing. With that, I'll move to our next question. What is a AI role into psychological mindset?
Hmm. So AI's role has been in B2B since a very long time. Like really good salespeople who engage in consultative selling have been doing it for years. Like really experienced people. We had discussions with them and they have been doing this. We told them that yeah, this is what AI does, and this we already do it without even thinking. Like they do it naturally. But psychology has been in B2B sales since a very long time. It helps in relationship building, it helps in trust building, it helps in closing deals much faster. It helps in closing not just deals, but upselling to existing customers as well. Not just in sales, in post sales as well, in marketing as well. So psychology has been in B2B since a very long time. It's just that it's with AI. Now we have been able to try and formalize this into a tool
Mm-hmm.
that can do it for not just like really experienced salespeople. It is kind of a mentor to new salespeople as well who are just getting into sales. It's kind of a mentor. It's acting as a mentor now.
Can we say AI was living with us from long back?
Yeah.
Every time it was there, but in a different form. They used to wear shorts, now they're wearing a suit, and now they're coming to that now in the tuxedo, where they're coming with a very fancy thing. But they are there with us from long time.
Yeah.
We should just feel to realize that they are there from long time. Nothing new we are doing. But it's more now AI is is it logical? It's with AI
Yeah.
in tuxedo form and coming with a very fancy thing.
Yes, because what AI has been, what I have a very good analogy is God created man in his own image,
Yes.
and man created AI agents in their own image.
I think you should start doing your spiritual thing rather than doing this thing. B2B or B2C business. You should do the mythology things, which will much better. Good. With that, I'll ask you one question, which is like close to my heart. I've been in the industry for more than a decade. I've seen sellers who are like, I can say from the very old time, or where they are in the system for old time. I can call that dinosaur ages. They are here and they don't believe on a trust, or they don't have a trust on any of AI thing. They have that think about that, hey, I know the CEO of XYZ company. I'll go and have a coffee with him and crack the deal. And other things are like not required. It's like bullshit. Is it possible that trying to pull these guys and showing that mirror that boss, you have a relationship with these guys, you can go on a coffee, make a deal, but with the help of AI you will be smart enough rather than just spending whole time over the coffee just doing more conversation, but with the help of AI you can build that kind of sense. Is it possible?
It is possible, but most of the dinosaur age people that you're talking about are the kind of people that have been doing psychology of selling since the persona that I told you about. They have been doing psychology unconsciously since a very long time, and that is the reason why they're not so confident on AI doing it for them, because they have their own set of thinking in terms of how do I sell it. But even there, they need to understand that the world is changing towards an era where everything is digital, everything needs to change. It's like, um, yeah, it's like a horse rider in like during the Renaissance period who used to ride horse carriages. They are not ready to accept that motor cars are here and they are much faster. So those are, I mean, very bad analogy, but yeah, that's kind of
No, that's actually
yeah,
true because they are good.
yeah,
They know a lot of things. Not about that. Their knowledge, their sense of deal,
yeah,
it's amazing. But sometimes they are too stubborn to adopt a technology.
yeah,
And when the stubbornness will come, it's more about they start behaving like a rebel,
yeah.
which they don't want to do, but
Mm.
unknowingly that happens. I don't know how to handle that part. It's honest, very close one.
I mean, it's one way is definitely showing them the value. Their hesitation is because number one, it might change how they think, how their own importance changes, and number two, they are not so confident on the output that comes out of it. So they naturally have that tendency, and it's not just them. I mean, in terms of like even when we are talking with the next generation, they also have similar notion that okay, we our generation is not ready to
Generation
change.
gap.
Yeah, the generation gap, absolutely. Our generation is not ready to change, but that's always gonna happen. The generation gap is always gonna happen, and the only way is to live amicably with it, where the next generation is patiently teaching the previous generation the values, and showing trust, building confidence in the new technologies.
I think that's a great, but you need that kind of a patience
Yeah.
and you need that kind of a dedication, which is difficult to get in this world as of now because everyone want to do things faster. But with that, I think it's amazing conversation. Good to have you on this web series. Love to do more these kind of a series, but thank you.
So thank you so much.
Thank you.